And this morning, we welcome Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber. She's joining us this morning to talk more about what they are working on ahead of tomorrow. Dr. Weber, good morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
What is your biggest concern for tomorrow?
Well, we always have concerns about technology, because technology fails occasionally. And so that's always big on our list. And so our folks are testing, retesting. Our entire IT team is standing by and ready and available to respond to anything that we may see. And there's always some little glitch like that turns out to be a big thing. So we want to make sure that our technology is working so that we can process every ballot that comes in. And thus far, all of our tests are positive. So, we're doing a good job on that end. But like I said, if you've ever had technology even in your home on your person, it doesn't always work as well as you'd like. So that's always a concern of ours, as well as we are on alert to make sure that people are not obstructed from voting, those who are still voting, that they're not intimidated, that those kinds of things that somehow or another turn people off at the polls, that we are doing the best that we can to make sure that happens, that they're able to vote without any interference at all. And thus far, we've been successful. We have not had what others across the nation maybe have in terms of being intimidated when they go into the polls or those kinds of things. So we're excited about the day. We hope the turnout improves. But thus far, all of our workers are ready and prepared for whatever comes and whoever comes to vote.
Dr. Weber, what is your #1 message to voters?
My #1 message is to vote. We spend a lot of time preparing for this election, every election, and people across the nation. And we have done so much in terms of mailing out ballots so everybody gets a ballot. We've been checking all of those things. We've made sure that there's nothing wrong with what is going on in the process. We have a smooth process. We just have to get people to vote and not just to be turned off because they don't like what's happening nationally or they think it's already a done deal. So why am I voting? And you often hear that. So we want to encourage people to just vote. I mean, we've made it as convenient as possible. I think it's as clear as possible that you have so many ways to vote. And we've been voting for the last 9 or 10 days in the state. So we've made it convenient for people. And I just hope folks take advantage of all the good stuff we've done and vote. You don't have to vote for every candidate, but vote for the candidates that you want to vote for or the initiatives and make sure your voice is heard.
We have about 20 seconds. What's one misconception that's come up this season, this election season, that you want to dispel?
Well, we often have people tell us that there are a lot of folks voting that are not citizens, and no one seems to be able to verify that. And so we want to make sure that people know that there are not people who are voting. They're not folks who are hundreds and thousands of people who are casting ballots who are not qualified to do so. We want to make sure that people understand that all these issues of fraud and deception, that we've fought back every last one of them, all of the cases, the 50 some odd cases that have gone to court. We have defeated them all because we have a fair and clear election. And we hope that everyone will take advantage of the possibility of voting. And if you want to go down and look at the process, all of our departments or our registrar of voters have ways in which you can actually see and observe what is going on. So be involved, but be sure to vote.
Dr. Weber, thank you so much for joining us this morning.